you've got the fight against Anthony Crolla on the 19th of April. How have your preparations been going for this fight, first of all?
Preparations have gone absolutely perfect. I had like a 10-12 week camp going into the Simpson fight. I was due to fight a week before the Simpson fight happened. Just against the game man, but I really wanted to make a statement, so I trained as if it was a title fight, and obviously Cole got cut and he had to pull out the Simpson fight, and that turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because he asked me if I'd step in, and I had no hesitation. I stepped in, and I think the way that I beat Simpson has made the Crolla fight a bigger fight, because obviously going into the Simpson fight, everyone was asking questions: has he still got it? He's had a 2-year layoff. Can he still do it? And I think I silenced all the doubters, and I put on a great display. I showed everyone that I was back, and I mean business. I look, really good in doing so. Then obviously the Crolla fight's come off now, and I had a week off after the Simpson fight just to chill out, just let my body rest a bit, and then I've got straight back on it. I've been on the weight now for 4 weeks. I feel great. It's the best I've ever done it. KK's have brought it back on board. I've brought my old physiotherapist back on board, so dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's, and I feel mint.
Sure. And of course you mentioned you had a 2-year layoff before fighting Michael Escobar and John Simpson, and that was because in the second half of 2011 you did suffer 2 losses against Kevin Mitchell and Brandon Rios. What have you learnt from those 2 losses to go on and win your last 2 fights and going into this fight against Anthony?
Oh, things wasn't right between me and Joe Gallagher. Mm-hmm. It's only been right for a while, and obviously them 2 fights each shown up. I was trying to push myself hard, but Joe Gallagher just lost interest in me, and he had other fighters in the gym, and he just lost interest in me and my brother, even though we was the first 2 fighters that he had, and without putting where he is now, and it's a shame really, but things happen like this in boxing sometimes, and I've moved on from Joe Gallagher now. I've got back to basics. I've always been a hard trainer. I always drive myself hard. But I need someone to pick me up on the technique. Mike Marsden's the man for the job. He's doing a great job with me. He's me and him working technique, pads, stuff that's been missing from the game. And I'm sharper now than I've ever been. I genuinely believe I'm a better fighter now than I was 2 years ago. I'm really looking forward to showing everyone just how good I am against Anthony Crolla.
No, definitely. And of course, we've got a lot of domestic fights coming up this year. We've got Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora. We've got the massive fight at Wembley between George Groves and Carl Froch. But not only is this fight against Anthony a domestic fight, it's a city fight. It's a city divided, as the name is of the card says. I mean, you're a City fan as well. Anthony's a Manchester United fan, to add that extra little spice. What can we expect from that night between the pair of you? And with that rivalry, could you make it City 3, Manchester United 0 this season?
Yeah, I expect to do so. Anthony's a good lad, and we are good friends. But this is business. It's nothing personal. But I'm going to go in there. I'm going to try and take his head off. I'm going to be going for the knockout. I want to knock him out. I want to really announce myself back on the big stage with a bit of a knockout win. I want to do it in brutal fashion. I want to look awesome doing it, and really make a statement and just say, look, I'm coming for the world title. I believe I've got a world title in me before my career's over. I'm feeling better than ever, and I've had a great career up to now. I just want that world title. I'm closing the way at the minute, so we'll set friendship aside. On the 19th, we'll go to war. It's a fight that I expect to win, and I expect to win by knockout.
And do you have a round that you're looking to get it over and done by?
No, not really. Just go out, box to my plan, nice and sharp, and I think it'll come without me looking for it. I think it's going to come anyway.
Definitely. And you mentioned you've already fought for 1 world title against Brandon Rios. Your target is to get another world title shot and to win it. Is that something you could see happening by the end of this year?
Yeah, I think so. as long as I get the right back in, of a promoter gets behind me, pushes for these fights, I'm more than capable of winning a world title. I don't think any other lightweight in this country could have done what I did with Brandon Rios. You know, he come in, he was over the stone heavy to me in the night of the fight. I went 11 rounds with him toe to toe. You know what I mean? He didn't put me down. It's a referee jumped in the end, but he didn't put me down. And I was still up for fighting. You know what I mean? But you know, I just genuinely believe I'm good enough to win a world title. I'm working harder now than I've ever worked in my whole career. The 2-year layoff has done me the world of good. It's recharged the batteries. I've got my younger back for boxing, and it's made me a very, very dangerous man.
Sure. And when you fought Rios, of course, it was in Madison Square Garden in New York. You had to travel for that. When your next world title opportunity comes up, would you be keen to travel again, or would you like to try and have the world title fight over here, perhaps in Manchester?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fighting in Manchester now in front of my own crowd. I put on a good display against Anthony Crolla. Hopefully the Manchester crowd get behind me like the fight what they did against Ricky. And there's no reason then that promoter won't get behind me and push to bring these fights over there. If not, I'm willing to travel. You know, I've travelled before. I've boxed in America 4 or 5 times now. I've been over that side of the world, and it doesn't bother me. I don't mind travelling. I don't mind going away to win and fight. So yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll be Manchester, but if not, I don't mind if they go on the road.
Oh, that's great. Oh, well, thank you so much for your time, John. Best of luck with the remaining training you've got, and best of luck on fight night as well.
Yeah, thanks so much, mate. Cheers.
All right, take care.
All right.